make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
Welcome back, guys, to another couch conversation. You got Keegan, you got Tom.
Hi.
And today we're talking about something that's happening here very, very shortly.
On September 7th.
September 7th, the Sony press event, or Sony event, I don't know what it's actually called, but there's a Sony event happening. Rumor has PS Neo being there. Rumor has potentially PlayStation Slim being there. Rumor has potentially VR stuff there. Rumor has Sony is going to give everybody $1 million. Another rumor I heard
That would be cool.
was they're going to give Tom, they're making president of Sony at some point.
I could live with that.
So, no, but seriously, what do you think? What do you expect? What do you think is going to be at this event, and what do you want to see at this event?
First off, I'm excited because me and you have both booked it off, which
Yes.
means that if you
Live
watch
coverage.
any of our E3 coverage, you'll know how fucking stupid that that could be.
Dude, that Sony coverage on E3 was when we were done. I think your first words out of your mouth were "Holy shit!"
It was a great time. We had a really good
Hopefully,
time
the
at
same thing happens this
E3.
time.
So we're hoping to do the same thing where we have like a little chit chat before, chit chat after, and just kind of watch it and enjoy it. I personally think seeing the Neo would be cool. I'm less fussed on the Neo, to be honest, because I'm still on the fence about whether I want it to exist or not, because, you know, I bought the PS4, and I'm kind of like a little, I'm one of those guys that's like a little mad about it, but unless they can win me over, because I don't think Xbox, or Microsoft rather, won me over with the Scorpio as much as I thought they might. It definitely would be a case of like if I was going to buy a console, of course I'd buy that one now. But at the same time, like PS4, for those people that bought it at launch, it's a little bit of a kick in the teeth. But they might be able to convince me. They might be able to throw something out there that's really mind-blowing. We still don't even know how it works, like whether it could actually be an add-on as opposed to a whole other thing, or they could have both options. So we just don't know. So learning more about it in general will be kind of cool, I think. What about you?
So when it comes to my prediction is obviously like everybody else is gonna be Neo. It's gonna be the thing there, and there also has been a leaked image of
Name change though. Do you think?
Yeah, it won't be called Neo.
What do you think it'd be called?
I don't know.
It should be called what's
The PlayStation. I don't know. Honestly, I think it would be called PlayStation.
It'd be funny if they called it the Cancer.
I think they'll just call it
Just
PlayStation.
to mess with Scorpio.
No, I don't think they will. Well, Scorpio's not what it's actually called. It's Project Scorpio is the code name.
Still not the
Yeah,
real
it's not
name?
the official name. But I think they'll call it PlayStation. The reason I think they'll do that is because this is supposed to be the console that gets rid of consoles.
Interesting.
So I think it'll be called PlayStation. But I think it'll be that. I think there's been a leaked image at an auction of somebody buying a PlayStation Slim, which theoretically does not exist right now, or Sony doesn't want to claim it exists, but somebody bought one, so I think we'll see that there.
See that too.
I think that'll be the
price drop along with it.
Yeah, I think that'll be Sony saying, "Here's this stuff. Oh, by the way, today we have the PlayStation Slim, and it's $199."
Yeah.
How cool would that be to get a $199 console?
I don't know if they'll release. They'll probably have the PlayStation Slim replace this one,
Yes.
and then they'll have this one for $199. Is what I would think. They
Oh,
dropped
see,
the original one.
I think they'll. I think
so?
I think the Slim will be $199, and I think it'll replace this.
Interesting.
Yes, that's my prediction right now. That's my bold prediction right now. But
That's
but when it comes to Neo, I'm a little bit more excited about it than I think you are. I'm not happy with it. I don't want to say that I think it is, like you said, a kick in the teeth. I think it kind of does suck that those of us who adopted earlier kind of getting kicked in the balls and be like,
unless
well, now
there's
what?
some kind of an awesome trade-in
So-
program.
So one thing the reason I'm excited is partially because I'm excited for VR, and one of the things that came out recently with Project Scorpio that they did not announce publicly, it's kind of like a footnote they put in there, is any VR experience that comes out on Project Scorpio will not work on Xbox One. You have to have Project Scorpio to run VR. Sony has come out and said PSVR will work with the PlayStation because it has a little computer box that goes with it. So that's cool. But
It's clever.
that being said, does that also mean Neo will have it'll have better graphics, like with that kind of stuff? How different is the experience with the PS Neo VR experience versus a PlayStation 4 with the computer box experience? How does that all work? And
It does make me wonder about like
because I think
how developers start to develop the same game for two consoles.
it's like PC though. You just turn graphics up and down because
Yeah.
there's no both companies said there's no gameplay fundamental differences. It'll just be graphics and then HDR and all this kind of stuff. So it will be interesting to see. But I'm excited for it. I'm nervous for it. Sony's got to do something kind of like with you to make me want to buy it because I love my PS4. I love the design of the PS4. Do you think we'll see the box or whatever the hell it is? Because Microsoft, when they did Project Scorpio,
I think if we're the thing about Microsoft was they almost tacked it on, didn't they, to their E3 presentation?
they did the Apple
Sony
one more thing.
is actually Sony's actually stepping to the side and saying, okay, let's take some time to really discuss this. And I think if this is what the event is primarily about, I think they're doing it right because you need to dedicate that time to explain to gamers what it is about this particular venture that's going to make it worth your while.
So
so I'd be interested to see.
What do you think release date of it? Do you think they'll release by the end of the year? Do you think they'll wait till next year? Kind of
It'll be next year. I don't think there's any way they're doing it this year. I mean, maybe, but I think they would want to give people time to adjust and get used to the idea. I don't expect to see it by the end of this year at all. I think VR is going to be the big push for this year as far as like Christmas units being sold. Like VR headsets are a little bit more expensive than the consoles, so I think they're going to have a harder time selling those as it is to begin with, and I think we can maybe expect the Neo to pop up sometime either mid or late next year.
So my pipe dream, if I lived in a perfect world, October 13th would be the day it comes out. Same day as PSVR.
Think so?
The reason being is you could potentially hurt PSVR sales for people who want a VR unit, but they don't want to have the external box. So like, why would I buy if I want a PSVR, why would I buy a PSVR with an external unit and then have to wait 6 months to get a PS4 where I don't have to have the external unit? I know it's really dumb, but it is one less thing that you have to worry about in your setup.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to happen. But a perfect world, that's what it would be.
You would like that.
I would like that to happen. I don't think it will. Kind of like you, I think it'll be mid to late next year, around the same time Microsoft launches, maybe a little bit earlier because it sounds like they're a little bit further ahead, with Sony being further ahead, not Microsoft. So I think that'll happen. Price point, it'll be interesting. I'm predicting $399, potentially $499. I'm predicting multiple sections of it. So I'm thinking the base deal will be $399. There'll be a $499 upgraded one you can get.
You do wonder if they're going to do like different hard drive versions and maybe different colors and things like that.
Well, even if this is truly the console that replaces consoles, like instead of doing different hard drive versions, do different graphics cards. Yeah. Just a more powerful graphics card, so you don't have to replace it. If you buy the $599 version...
See, this is what bothers me about it. Like, I don't want a PC. I want a console that's just good for 10 years. Just, And I know that technology moves fast, but at the same time, it would be nice, I guess, to have it modular in a way, but...
my thought, I was talking to David about this the other night when we were playing, I think we were playing GTA, is... You haven't replaced the internal hard drive of your PS4, have you?
No.
So the way you do it is you pop the little plastic slide off, and there's 3 screws in there. Picture you pop off the other side and you can remove your graphics card and plug and play. If they make it that simple, and they're like, here are the 3 graphics cards that you can buy, here's the price points for them, so when your console starts getting outdated, put these in there. The only concern I have would be processor. Processor you probably can't change yourself very easily, but graphics cards you theoretically could. So I predict a Neo, lifespan of a Neo is going to be probably 10 years. Like, before you have to get the Neo... I would say Neo too, but like the upgraded processor version of the Neo. Right. So
But then again, that's kind of the prediction that they had for the original PS4. So it's kind of interesting that they're already.
I think VR kind of made this happen quicker than they wanted it to. I think that's the big thing. Is and also this generation I think came out underpowered.
Do you think we can expect anything else at that conference? Do you think we can expect to see? So, for example, there was big rumors about Rockstar potentially showing
Rockstar is going to be there. It has been confirmed. Well, I don't know if it's officially been confirmed, but Rockstar will be there. So my prediction there is, because they were supposed to be at E3. They were supposed to be, the rumor was they were going to be at the end of the press conference. That was going to be the big thing to end it with. Which, imagine if that had happened.
Jeez.
It would have been crazy. But I think from what I've been hearing from different news outlets is the reason they didn't do that is because the trailer they're going to show was a bar shooting, and that was right around the Orlando situation had just happened. It was being shooting at a saloon for Red Dead Redemption. So I think that's kind of why they pulled it, to make sure it didn't touch any heartstrings when that
whole thing, the Pulse nightclub thing, was brought up quite consistently throughout E3 as well. Yep. So I could see how they could.
So I'm thinking that's what makes me think that they're potentially, because Rockstar's doing something. Rumor has it, there's been rumors now coming out that GTA Online supports ending spring 2017, which means I think they'll announce Red Dead or whatever their next. Everybody's assuming it's Red Dead.
Has to be Red Dead.
Whatever the next game is, but I don't think we'll see it till probably spring to summer next year. I think they'll do a teaser trailer, as Rockstar does, and then next year they'll release screenshots,
Little
and
bits
then
and pieces.
it'll be out. Because that tends to be how they handle the situation. But what about
Yeah.
you?
No, I would love to see them there. I really enjoyed Red Dead. I was not one of those people that got super obsessed in it. I never bought the Zombies DLC or anything, but I did have a great time with it. And I think, if anything, when Rockstar releases a game for
Anything.
for any console,
Rockstar's bigger than E3.
they push the boundaries of that console. If you look at GTA 5 just as a prime example,
GTA
graphically
2000,
incredible.
2013, 2014. That game is still. That game made Rockstar more money last quarter than it ever has.
Yeah.
Think of a company that does that. And that's just with DLC and shit. Like not to get off track here, but I think what Rockstar does well and why they kind of have this gamers love them is because they do free DLCs. The game that you pay for the game, you pay for optional shark cards if you want to, but everything's free.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I wish more games did that. And
Yeah.
clearly they're making their money back hand over fist. They paid a lot of money to make that game, but they
Rockstar sells units like nobody's
Yes.
business.
So
yeah.
Well, what do you guys
I'd love to see that.
think will be at the September 7th event? Do you think it'll be Neo? Do you think it'll be a Slim? Do you think it'll be VR? Do you think it'll be Rockstar will be there? What do you think will be there, and what would you like to be there?
And most importantly, will you be joining us?
Will you be
'Cause
watching?
we'll be
us?
there.
Yeah.
Not
You join
there,
us
but here, there.
Yeah. Where is it? I think it's New York. That's the same place they released the PS4.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's the same. I believe the same venue they announced the PS4 in. So which has got me intrigued. Which makes me think it's Neo because PlayStation's like, go back to where we started.
I think it has to be.
Has to be.
All right.
So that's my thoughts. That's your thoughts.
Yep.
Hey Tom.
Yeah.
People need to subscribe to us.
They sure do, Keegan.
We have really good. My mouth is open. Content.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Subscribe. Become part of the Level 2 Legion.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a kiss.
Ah! I need a note.